Old school RuneScape for many is considered to be one of the greatest MMOs of all time, and I've started a quest to see just why that is. Having primarily played World of Warcraft for the past 2 decades, I have the privilege to be able to play RuneScape from a completely blind perspective, and I'm challenging myself by attempting to complete every quest in the game in Ironman mode without the use of guides. Today, I offer you a glimpse in the experience of a World of Warcraft transplant's first adventure in the world of RuneScape. Alright, anyways, where was I? Ah, that's right, magic. So, why the F am I dealing 0 damage? I swear this was working in the tutorial. What, did my character forget how to use it? Ah, but you see here, unlike physical attacks, you get XP even if you don't damage them, so I'm guessing it's probably like strength. I just have to level it up a bit. I decided to level it on cows since they drop cowhide. This way I can kind of process that into armor to sell so I can cover the cost of buying the runes and also gain some crafting XP at the same time. But it takes me forever to kill 1 cow. What a heroic sight this is. This is like the erectile dysfunction of magic. Behold the Demon Slayer, the conqueror of Draenor Manor, the defender of Lumbridge. Bow before his ultimate might. The power to take down a single cow in just 15 minutes. But as I level it, I do start noticing a difference and start getting hits in here and there. I do this until level 25. Which is what I was initially going for, since that's when you get the Varrock teleport, so that'll cut down on a lot of the running, which is good because if you didn't know yet, you walk as slowly as... You know what? I need a new metaphor. This one is just nasty at this point. We need something more PG. Oh, I know. I walk as slowly as my grandparents, who are walking slowly because they're sore from having crazy wild tantric sex. Okay, no more from now on, I promise. So I take this opportunity to process all of my cowhides into armor, and much more efficiently than last time. Instead of going through the gate for every trip and paying the toll each time, I just put the hide in the bank for now, and then pay the toll once, and then just process all of it in the desert town. And I end up with 29 crafting and quite a lot of gold. And I also make myself this hard leather body, which is a little less physical defense, but way more magic and ranged. And more importantly, they show off my rippling biceps. A confession I should make is that this whole time, I've been running around long-sleeved without a permit for concealed weapons. But we're good now. I hope nobody calls it guards because this physique is downright criminal.
Stop!
Oh shit.
You violated the law.
Well, luckily, this can be remedied with the premier backend web development learning platform, Boot.dev. Boot.dev is hands down the smartest way to learn backend web development. They've gamified the entire experience, so you'll be learning Python and Go while completing quests, earning XP, and climbing the leaderboard. And it's practical. You're not just reading about coding, you're actually writing it and building real projects from day one. And if you get stuck, their AI-powered Bear Wizard Boots is there to guide you through. They also understand that learning to code takes time and dedication, so they go deep into both theory and practice. Plus, their Discord is packed with real humans ready to help you out, and all the while, earning achievements. There's nothing more satisfying than leveling up and unlocking your spellbook, an interactive cheat sheet for everything that you've learned so far. So if any of this sounds up your alley, go to boot.dev and use my code MadSeasonShow to get 25% off. Whether you're aiming for a new career in tech, or you just want to pick up some valuable skills, Boot.dev is where it's at. Hang on, let me just get my own soap here. Oh shit. Okay, what's this about? What? Okay. I think I might be a bot. Oh, I see. Oh, by the way, why does copper gear sell for like 50 each and leather for like 2? Except when you get to hard leather, then it's really stonks. Look at that crap. 68 per. So whenever I need money, this is definitely going to be my go-to farm to replace fishing. And while I'm here, I decide to give myself a nice Christmas present. Some nice adamantite leggings. Oh. Wait, why is my magic damage so low? The F? Oh, excuse me. God. Armor reduces your magic ability. I'm quitting for 2 years. So when I was looking for the next quest, I noticed this green one in Lumbridge, and I check it out, and it's some guy named the Taskmaster, and he tells me about achievements. Every now and then, whenever I do something, I get a chat message saying I completed a task, and as it turns out, there are 4 tiers: easy, medium, hard, and elite, and each gives you rewards if you complete them in their entirety. There are a bunch of them, with of course the higher tiers giving better stuff, but most importantly, on easy, you get this ring that recharges your run energy twice a day, which sounds amazing, but the only problem is that all of these look doable except for the water runes, which I can't do since I haven't found the water talisman yet. So as soon as I find that, that's going to be a pretty high priority goal. And I've also been working on my agility here and there, usually while playing other games. Yeah, I'm gaming while I game. We've reached layered degeneracy, but I've since graduated from the Draenor obstacle course, and I've now moved on to the desert, and as of now I'm 25. So it's about time to start the next quest. The activity advisor is still bugged, unfortunately, but if you remember, we have that Dwarf quest that we got near the Goblin Village, so I decided to pursue that first. Oh yeah. Oh my god, that's so good. We're zooming now. Shit, wrong way. Oh, another quest. There's this woman camped out in front of the dwarves. She says she's uncovered this hidden cave and that she's an archaeologist, but she's clearly up to no good. Kind of like Lara Croft, except with less cleavage. She asked me to help her find her crew to open it up. There's a guy in Varrock, one in Falador, and another in the barbarian camp. I agree to help her, but for now I just want to finish Doric's quest. So I enter the mines, get the requested supplies, and while I'm here I see this magic chest that's locked behind this door. Just gonna assume that I need to come back for this later. So I hand in the ore, and... wait, that was it? No multi-hour journey crawling across the entire continent? No cryptic riddles that made me question my life choices? I feel cheated. Okay, maybe I'm a little thrown off because the last few quests took me like 10 hours, but this is a 1-minute quest, or 1 second if you knew what you needed ahead of time. But whatever, I'll take it. That's another down and like 150 to go. I head to Falador to find the woman's friend, and it looks quite different from when I left it. There's a Christmas event going on. There are these dogs running amok, and I'm asked to go find them homes, basically. I'm given 5 invitations to possible adopters spread throughout the world. 2 in Falador, 2 in Varrock, 1 south of Falador. So between these 2 quests, I have to find like 8 people, which is more time consuming than you'd think because you're just given their vague whereabouts. You may have seen these highlights over the quest NPCs at this point. This is that setting that I enabled in the options menu, but from what I can tell, it only works for the start of quests. So for quests like these where I have to find certain NPCs, it's just me mousing over every pixel on the screen like I'm looking for Waldo, which is doubly difficult because I also happen to have no sense of direction in this game. But I eventually find him in the inn, buy him a drink, and recruit his finely toned dwarven ass, which leaves just 2 to go. I deliver the next invitations, teleport back, which by the way has no cooldown, which is just amazing and a huge time saver. I deliver another invitation to the crazy cat lady, and I find the drifter, who's the brother of the guy that I'm looking for. He says that we can find him in Edgeville, which is where I did my smelting, if you remember from a previous episode. And again, this is where knowing what you need to bring saves you just an insane amount of time. He says he'll help me out if I bring him a steak sandwich from the Blue Moon Inn in Varrock, but the chef there won't cook for him because he's an asshole, apparently. But he tells me how to do it. I need to make some buns and then slide my juicy meat between them. The bread we were taught how to cook in the very beginning of the game, and the meat we get from the cows that we've been genociding. Alright, simple enough. Wait, how'd you make the bread again? That was like 3 months ago. Doesn't this game understand that I progress as slowly as my grandparents have sex? Oh, damn it! Oh, that's right. You need a pot of flour, which you get from the mill. Oh, it's so slow. Get the damn flour, use it with the water, bread dough, bake, combine. Oh my God, I just ate it by accident. Oh my God, please. Get the flour again, bring it back, make the dough, and very carefully use it with the meat. Oh, you need a knife? Was this a sandwich or IKEA furniture? I'm convinced that it's way easier to do this in real life than it is in this game. Whatever. No sense getting worked up over it. There's the knife. You use the bread with the...
One day later.
Alright, I'm back. Had some time to calm down. You may not believe it, but I actually like how detailed the cooking is. It's very RPG-like and quite immersive, I find. It's just frustrating because my ADHD-riddled brain has the attention span of 5 seconds, but that's my problem, not the game's. But let's give this sandwich one more try. Okay. Get the flour, make the dough, make the bread, knife in hand. Oh God, I feel like Indiana Jones. Okay. Firmly grasp it with your hand. Place the meat between the buns and mouse away. Okay, whew. Let's teleport back and hand it in. I passed the auction house along the way. There are these NPCs that give you the prices of everything. Look at how much logs sell for. Here I am making these assless leather chaps for literally 2 gold each. Well, I could just be chopping trees for hundreds each. But I hand in the sandwich. You better appreciate just how much work went into this, you bastard. But this leaves just one more crew member in the barbarian village. He says that before he'll help me, I need to get ripped with some barbarian training. So this montage starts playing, clearly a reference to the Rocky movies, but I always play with no music for editing purposes, so it's kind of awkward. Here, I'll fix it. There we go. Alright. I feel like a new man. Let's take the world by... Oh God. Oh, hang on. Oh, I got a stitch. But with that, the crew is assembled. We crack in the ruins, only to find nothing. Willow reveals that they're not archaeologists after all, but rather grave robbers looking for their next score. And now that I know, I need to die. Until suddenly a giant golem spawns and rolls up on us like Christopher Reeves for the next Jake Paul fight. The crew runs away in fear, leaving me to fend for myself, but I'm holding approximately 70 bananas, so this thing doesn't stand a chance. I take it down pretty easily, and a dwarf emerges, saying that he's the last of the Incando tribe, and that he needs help stocking this forge with an ore called Baronite. From what I can tell, this isn't a quest, it's more of a side area. There is a bank and a bunch of deposits here though, and a fishing spot, so it seems like a pretty nice place to grind. You can even buff various activities using the Baronite that you find, but I've seen literally no one since I've been here, so either it's bad and no one does it, or I'm just in a private instance. But he says that if you give him 750 Baronite, you can enter this place called the Great Vault, where they store all of their treasures, which sounds interesting. So I get to work, trying a few different activities, but it seems like mining is the fastest. But it still takes me like an hour to gather 750. But I finally get there and get ready to enter the vault. He says that you only have a limited amount of time, and the best treasures are in the back, so you gotta be quick. I also see that there are gates blocking the way. Some you can go through, others you can. But I start the run and I head straight towards the back, pick up a few lockboxes. Uh-oh, 30 seconds left. Better head back. Wait. Oh, I made a wrong turn. Oh my God. F you and your stupid forge. Now I see why you guys got genocided. Loser. So I exit the cave slightly more pissed off from when I entered, and I head on over back to Falador to turn in the Christmas quest. You need to match up each dog with the best fit for the owners. Sarah wants a herder, so she gets the shepherd. The hairdresser wants practice on a long-haired dog, so he gets the Yorkie. And as a reward, I got a bunch of holiday-themed items. I got these party hats, these cool shoes, which I'm actually going to rock since they're only slightly worse than my leather shoes. but 200% cooler. I also love how the dog hat cures my baldness. And what's with these crackers? Their gahalas are like 1,000 times more than anything else I've obtained. What, do they have actual crack in them? I'm kind of scared to click on them. I'm scared to touch any of this, in fact, so I'm just gonna bank most of it. And these party hats, I've heard, are like ultra rare, valuable collector's items. Or they were, at least. I can't imagine they are now if you could just get a bunch of them from a short quest. It kind of reminds me in World of Warcraft, there are a bunch of items or mounts that are incredibly coveted because they're no longer obtainable. And they're always the subject of controversy because you have side A, the people who want them re-released in some form so they can add them to their collection, and then side B, who think that they should stay rare, as that's the main thing that makes them coveted to begin with. I'm personally on side B because do you know what happens when you re-release them? Nobody really gives a shit anymore, and they just become another incrementation, like the Feldrake in World of Warcraft, for example, which was originally a TCG item, but then they re-released it as a prize for some sort of Twitch promotion, because Blizzard is a small indie game dev, and they can't possibly design a new mount unless it's being sold in the cash shop for $90. Happy anniversary, by the way. You know, those are my favorite anniversaries. The ones where you celebrate by paying a large sum of money. I don't know, there's just something poetic about celebrating 20 years of one of the most beloved games of all time with a microtransaction that costs more than a fucking expansion. Actually, you know what? Speaking of that, the channel actually just passed its 10-year anniversary. I made it in 2014. That's 10 years. 700 videos, and some of you have been watching for that long. That's pretty special, I think. I love the wholesome little community that we've built here. You know what we should do? We should celebrate by everybody collectively giving me money. So the activity advisor is still down, but if you remember from forever ago, we did start a few quests, but then we got distracted and never pursued them. One of them was the Knight's Sword, where the squire lost his Knight's Sword, and he tasked me to track down an Incamdo Dwarf to make another. So considering we found one now, I decided to continue that. But apparently, the one we met was even more useless than I thought, because Reldo just says that there's one on the southern peninsula of Asgarnia, and he also gives me a hint that they really like red berry pie. Oh god, more cooking. I can handle vampires and weird cultist sex dungeons, but cooking seems to be my bane. But luckily, we have the resources. Looking in the cooking guide, it gives me instructions on how to make the pie. You have to make more dough. Oh god. Put it in an empty pie tin, then add the ingredients, and then bake it. Well, there's an empty pie tin right here. That's convenient. I know how to make the dough now, and red berries are in the Port Sarum store. While I'm here, I check out the magic shop. I ran out of law runes for my Varric teleport, but she doesn't seem to sell any. But I do pick up an Eye of Newt, which if you remember we need for that cook's quest, the recipe for disaster, which we got forever ago. Although I don't know where you get the other materials, so I'll just have to bank it for now. And I also picked up this cool wizard hat, which increases my magic damage, so I'll have to save that for when I level more magic. But I pick up the red berries and boom, comma, baby. Beautiful gameplay. Heading to the southern peninsula, I do find the dwarf, just like Reldo said. Feed him the pie. He agrees to help, but obviously doesn't know what the sword looks like, so we have to go retrieve a picture of it, which can be found back at Falador. After that, he says he needs a couple of iron bars and blurite, which can be found in the mountain next to him and is guarded by ice giants. I go check it out, and this place is teeming with players for some reason. It must be a pretty good grinding spot. So while the giants are distracted, I sneak in and I grab the blurite. As for the iron, I get that from a deposit just outside of Port Sarum, bring it back to Lumbridge to smelt it, bring it back to the dwarf, make the sword, and on my way back to deliver it back to Falador, I found another quest called the Witch's Potion, which requires an Eye of Newt, which we just got, which is convenient. We need a rat's tail, which I got just nearby, an onion, which was just north, and some burnt meat. Oh, burnt meat? Oh, that's convenient. The quest is to actually F it up. That's amazing. So while we got that queued up, I deliver the sword and hell yeah. Alright, I got the hang of this game now. That's quest 18 for those counting at home. More than 10% complete now. and I really haven't hit a snag, aside from the very first one I started, I guess. They're still really time consuming though, and I'll point out again here, if you know what materials to bring, this is a 5-minute quest, but if you don't, it's so much back and forth, so while it takes me like 1 minute to explain it, there's potentially hours of gameplay in walking and accidentally eating the goddamn bread that you guys aren't seeing. But anyways, I hearth back to Lumbridge and burn some meat, return it to the witch, and it's another one down. So going down my quest list and continuing another one we've already started, we also have the Shield of Arrav, which, if you remember, Raldo told us to go talk to Barak the Fur Trader for the whereabouts of the Phoenix gang that stole the shield. He tells me that I can find it southeast of the Blue Moon Inn, and I start checking around. I check the second floor of this building and find nothing, but I do see this guy next door next to some crossbows, which will be important in a second. Eventually I find this ladder leading to the gang's hideout, and they ask me to kill Johnny the Beard in the inn, which, if you remember from episode 0, we accidentally murdered him.
Hey, do you know where I can find... Oh my fucking god.
He's meeting with the rival gang, the Black Arms, and they want an intel report from him, so this time we intentionally murder him. Wait, are we the baddies? Why does this man deserve death? Oh, I see. He's bald. But with that, I'm accepted into the gang, and I look for the shield. I find this chest here that has the shield, but only half of it. The leader says that the Black Arms stole the other half, and I have to infiltrate their hideout, but now being a public member of the Phoenix, I'm barred entry. The quest says to just turn the half in to the Varick Museum, which is on the east side of town, but as a reward, I'm only given half of the certificate saying that I returned it. I tell the curator of my plight, and he says that I need to seek the aid of another adventurer for the other half, and then we use our certificates on each other, making this a group quest. Oh no, I have to interact socially with someone? Okay, I'm quitting for 2 years. Oh, wait a second though. I still have my first account. Yeah, the one before I switched over to Ironman mode. And he just happened to be on the Black Arms side of things, which I must have done when I first started a couple of months ago. It says that I need 2 Phoenix crossbows, which you'll remember were on the second floor of the adjacent building. So I get my characters over there. Hey, who's that handsome devil over there? So I go in, try to loot the crossbows, kill the weapon master for insubordination, loot the crossbows, and then trade them to my first account by using them like the curator said. Switch over, turn those in, get the second half, turn it in, trade certificates. Boom. Quest complete. And I didn't even have to interact with anyone. Who needs friends when you have 2 accounts and crippling social anxiety? Happy New Year's, by the way. It's a new era.
Of loneliness. Oh, God.
Farewell for now, mortals. We hope you enjoyed today's video. See you again soon.